Hi, everybody. It's Marcy from wavesofcommunication.com, and I'm here with another episode of Language Facilitation Q&A. So if you are watching me live, welcome. We'll give it a couple minutes for people to join in while I introduce myself. My name is Marcy Melzer, and I am an intuitive language facilitation consultant and speech and language pathologist. And I help parents with my Waves of Communication platform. I help you teach your child how to use all the words they need with natural spoken language to share their wisdom with the world, because everybody can understand them when they use spoken language, and that's the motivation for the parents who join me on my Waves of Communication platform. So if you are joining me, please say hello and hit the thumbs up button to get us started today. And what we're going to be doing as a topic, I'm just going to hit a little comment here just to make sure that my comments are showing up, because if you do have a question, go ahead and post it in the comments and I'll get to those questions at the end. But first, I want to give you my 5-step process or plan to help you get back on track. If you feel like your current plan isn't working for you, you're stuck, maybe you started with language facilitation and you're finding that you're stuck in a period or a situation, or your strategies haven't got you moving forward. This is really, really common, and it's why my Waves of Communication is a lifetime program for the clients that I work with, because I take you on a journey all the way through the process of natural language development with your child. And the waves of development go up and down like that. And if you find yourself in one of those down areas, this is a perfect video for you, where you need to figure out, what do we need to do to keep on moving forward? Because language facilitation is not a short-term job. It is a lifelong commitment that you as parents make when you decide to help your child learn to communicate. And we never stop learning how to use speech and language at our best. We get to practice it every day if we do a lot of talking. So, hey, VJ, nice to see you. So glad that all of you are getting to join me on today. So let's get into this process. And like everything that I recommend in my Waves of Communication program, it all comes from your decisions about what you do, the action that you take in your life every day that is going to make any kind of difference. Because if you don't do anything, you're going to get nothing back. If you keep doing the same things, you're going to get the same result. And if you want to have a different result, then you need to do different things. So the first steps, actually there are a number of steps, but the first 4 steps actually involve analysis, because if we don't figure out what's broken in our process of moving forward, what's blocking the process, as I usually say, then we can't move forward. And you might be trying very, very hard, but there could be blockages in the way that are stopping your efforts. And even efforts that you made before that did make progress, they could be breaking down too. So we need to do sort of a cleanup and analysis of a lot of different things in your life that will help you readjust your mindset as a language facilitator parent, where you are every day using every opportunity that you can to help your child learn language. That's the mindset of a language facilitator. We don't think of opportunities for language facilitation as isolated, structured, set up situations. You learn as a parent to facilitate language everywhere you go, at the grocery store, in the car, in the bathtub, all of that. So what we need to do is we need to start looking at all of those experiences, the things that you do every day, as well as the things that you are trying hard to implement, that you are taking extra effort to do, and figure out if they're working. So what I want to do is first, step number 1 is, it's really easy. What I'm doing is moving kind of, actually, I should say step one starts here and we're moving up through the process, because the base level understanding of what we can do whenever we analyze our situation is look at the things we can see, hear, feel, see, taste, and touch. So using those 5 senses, it's time to start looking at the tangible things, the objects that are in your life. If you've just been through the holidays and celebrated the holidays, there was Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, other holidays all over. Everybody has been doing a lot of purchasing this time of year. If you look at the sales records, a lot of things have moved into households. Now is the time to think about what in your household is really important to stay there, and what in your household is it time to get rid of. Because just even physical space can be organized in a way that can be beneficial towards progress, or it can block progress because it's too distracting, overwhelming, or you're dealing with these things and objects in your life and not on the actual language facilitation activity, use, and function of those things. So take a look at the things that your family just got. Of those things, which ones are the most important that you have accessible to your child, and anything in your life that doesn't serve a purpose for you, energetically, it's a really good time for you to eliminate those things from your everyday living experience. It's a wonderful time to donate things. It's a wonderful time to give away to family members, step down clothes if you have a lot of clothes that maybe your kids have grown out. Other people in the world are looking to acquire things now who didn't have a great holiday, and all of your leftovers and hand-me-downs could be helpful to them. Not only that, but the act of clearing out the clutter in your life opens up your mind to learning new things and taking new action. It literally physically leaves more energy in your world for you to include activity, because language facilitation comes with opportunity and activity instead of just things and stuff that you do. So evaluate the things in your life. The second thing that I want you to analyze is the experiences that you have had very recently. I want you to think about this past period of a couple weeks. If your child is maybe still off school for a couple more days, or they're just gone back, they've been off for a little while. And the experiences that you've had, holiday fun parties, those things, all of that. But think about the experiences that stand out in your mind when you stop and think about the past 2 weeks period, or maybe even just since the beginning of December, right? Over the past month, think of the experiences that stick out in your head. They could be positive experiences, things you saw your child do, places you went, a party you did, but I don't want you to think about them generally. I want you to think about your experiences specifically, and which of those situations that you did were super successful. They went really smoothly. All the plans fell in place. Everything went perfect, and it was a gorgeous, happy, you felt in the flow of the experience. That's how you know those things are energetic. And the components of whatever you did or participated in, even how you responded to other people, to make those experiences feel very successful to you. Those are the things I want you to think about. What is it about you, how you handled it, how your spouse handled it, how your child handled it? Because it's not just you, it's your child. I want you to think about this. Think about your child's experiences over this holiday. What things did they do that lit them up, that whatever activity they were in during this period of time that turned them on, like I said, light them up, that made them stay with it, that they were focused on, that they adored and loved, and they were in the flow. Because whenever you're feeling in the flow, that's when progress and successful opportunities happen, and your child too. But I also want you to think about, because they will stick out in your head, those opportunities that were not successful. And I want you to think about why it was that thing wasn't successful. not because of anything that outside of you, because of something that was outside of your control. So for example, if you got in a car accident and because somebody hit you, that's obviously an experience that was not successful for you. It was something that happened to you. But think about in that environment, what was it that caused that accident to happen, whether it was inside you or outside of you? And also think about what was it that you did when this negative thing happened to help you get through it, survive it, live it out, or even learn from it, right? Because the good experiences are important for us to analyze and understand, because those are the characteristics, habits, strategies that we want to continue and grab onto and focus on using moving forward. And those things that were not successful, that caused us to feel like we failed, like it wasn't the greatest situation ever, or it was an oh well kind of moment, where you felt unsuccessful. Why did that happen? And what could you have done to make it different? If you couldn't do anything to make it different, how could you respond in a different way? Because you have control over your feelings. So how could you respond to look at the bright side of that thing or laugh at it? And even when you think about that experience now, you may look back and laugh at it. Now, it's important for you to realize recovery from frustrating experiences is equally, if not more so important for parents to use as language facilitation strategies with their kids. Because if your child tried to do something with their effort and they failed in it, maybe you took them to a party and they couldn't handle it, that they could feel that as a failure. You could feel that as a failure. We weren't having fun at this party. It wasn't a good experience for us. How do we change this, right? So that the next time we have a party invitation, we don't decide to run away from that experience, but we learn to use those positive things that helped us feel good. How can we use those things the next time we go to a party or run into a person who isn't so kind or get in a car accident or something like that? This is how you change your plan to get you stuck. Because here's the thing, if you continue to focus on woe is me, life is hard, this happened, it was outside of my control, and I'm just unlucky and whatever, the more you focus on that energy, the more it will attract more of those unfortunate experiences to you. So you have a choice about how to dig yourself out of the mindset of things bad happen to me, because they don't, unless you need to. So, hey, there's Laura. Thanks for joining me, Laura. All right, so the next step after you evaluate the things and the experiences that you've had from your perspective and your child's perspective. So then you're going to move on, because we're moving up into more of the mindset work, the real control that you have, because having the energy, the physical energy to move forward with positive work is important. So that's why you get rid of the physical clutter. And then those emotions, those things that make us feel bad, we're getting rid of that clutter too. And the next level up is those feelings, right? So we looked at the experiences and we figured, what did we do? Did we say something? Did we offer something? Did we hug a child out? Did we not? What was it that caused that situation? Our behaviors. That's the experience part. But the next part is the feelings. Because even after you leave a situation, a fun party, you go home from that experience with feelings in your heart. It was great seeing those people. I loved hearing that story. The decorations were beautiful. The food was wonderful. Man, I want to have that kind of experience again in my life. I'll remember this forever, right? All the wonderful things about those positive experiences. Thinking about, because this is something that happens in the head now. We're not at things we can see, feel with our fingers, taste, smell, or touch. There are things that we feel with our emotions, with our heart, that make our heart race or make us break out in a sweat. You know, those experiences and the feelings that we came from them. Because again, Feelings are just ideas in our head. And if we understand what triggers those feelings, what things in the real world experiences trigger those feelings, then we can seek out the positive experiences versus the negative experiences. So this is what you want to do, is figure out what kinds of feelings and things and experiences, or the things and experiences, make me feel positive, in the flow, ready to move forward and work. And this is what you want to take care to imagine. And what was the trigger? That's the important thing at this stage, this analysis that you need to do, is figure out what triggered both the happy and the unhappy feelings, because we can't do language facilitation unless it's easy, happy, safe, and fun. So if it's happy, then we're down, and you want to follow the happy feelings. Keep chasing those things. Do those experiences over and over again, even if they don't feel like they are productive in other people's ways, because some people think productivity comes from work more. But actual language facilitation and language productivity comes from fun, in the flow experiences. Even if you're sitting together and there's very few words said, but you're demonstrating things and you're talking slowly and you're sharing experiences. So this is it. If you feel good about being together and working, that's when progress rises naturally. But if you are fighting that experience, or somebody's not happy to be there, you or your child, then it's going to break down for you. And that's where you can feel stuck, if you keep trying to do, instead of think and feel about, how do I feel in this situation? The fun thing will teach your child language much faster, and teach your child anything much faster than the hard work way, always. So follow and chase those positive feelings instead of wallowing around in the negative ones, because that's for sure how you get stuck. And what happens is, as the energy moves higher here from the actual physical things, if you're familiar with chakras, we're moving up through our chakras. We start with physical stuff at the base chakra, and the ideas and things that we get from the universe come way up here in the top chakras, where we use our ideas and the things that we don't know where they come from the universe, to give us our motivation to strive and move forward. Positive feelings, positive experiences, they will entice you to motivate more. Negative feelings will squash you and make you want to stay inside yourself and not want to work out. We always feel better and want to go to parties when we're feeling nice and exploring and happy. And when we're worried or fretting about, did we do something, should we do something, what's going to happen in the future, all that other stuff, then you can't focus on working and getting yourself out of a stuck period. So if you're finding yourself stuck in your process, all of these things need to be analyzed, right? Okay, and then the next thing, the highest level that you evaluate before we get into taking new action, right? So this is a 5-step plan, and we're still figuring things out before we can move forward with more action, is to identify yours and your child's state of mind. This, how you feel, is, the happy feelings, the things that make you smile or cry. But this state of mind is a different way. It is your confidence, okay? The state of mind is your readiness to take action. Without a state of mind that is ready and motivated and confident in the action that you take, you're just guessing and stumbling through life. I think if I try this, or I read this, or watch this on a YouTube video, or whatever, it's still the idea of coulda, shoulda, woulda, before it comes into a confident idea like, I can do that. And that's when you know it's your idea. When you feel in your state of mind, I can do that. That's easy for me. Easy, happy, safe, and fun. If your mindset is easy, happy, safe, and fun, I can hang out with my kid. I can take them for walks every day. I can explore and follow their lead instead of taking my own expectations and laying them on my child. I can give up my idea of what structured therapy was necessary and try something new. I can do those things as a mom if I am confident that they are going to help my child. And when you watch my videos and you see the strategies and you are confident, like, I'm going to try something, because we already talked about, I want to do something new to feel something different. I'm stuck now. I need to try something new. If that new idea that you hear and read in my book, see on a video, even somebody else's video, you watch this thing and you try to take some action every day. But you're not going to take any action unless you confidently believe that that strategy is something that you can do. You might not know you're going to be good at it, but it's something that you can do because you are in the mindset that you're going to give it your all. You're going to give it your try. I am confident and I want to change the situation so much that I'm going to give up. Again, we're abandoning, leaving down behind here the low energy of stuff and expectations and all of that stuff. We're in the high energy of what ideas are coming from the universe that will help me as a mom or dad teach my child how to connect with me and how to understand the language that we're using. Everyone in our household is using our spoken language, and adapt and listen and understand what we're communicating. What can I do to offer that to my child? And when you open yourself to that idea, it will come to you. You'll see the right video, because just like if you pray or you meditate, or just you even are like, I wish I could get it, or the ideas just will come to you because you have filtered out and gotten rid of all those negative things. I don't have to feel unhappy. I don't have to do these things that don't make sense to me. But this idea that I'm hearing on YouTube or read in a book or something, this does make sense to me. And this state of mind, this I can do it state of mind, is what will motivate you to try. Because if you don't take any action, nothing's going to happen. You want to see change and you want to take action. So all you need to do is find a strategy that's going to connect with your mindset, where you feel like, I can, capital CAN, do this. If nothing else, I might not be able to do picture systems or all of this worksheets or work 50 hours a week or whatever, but I know I can do this. I can change how I talk with my child. I can stop asking questions. I can swap out prompting, all that stuff, right? It's easy to adopt strategies, and there's no reason to not try, because there are millions of free strategies on my website alone. So that's step 4, is figure out where your mindset is. And you also have to figure out where your child's state of mind is with you. Do they love to interact with you, or are they avoiding you? Because your state of mind about what you do has an effect on yourself. But your child, it also has effect on someone else. So if your state of mind makes you feel happy, but it doesn't make your child feel happy, then it's not going to be a win-win strategy for you. You must put yourself in your child's shoes. When you look at the experiences since the beginning of December, the positives and the negatives, what did they feel? Why were they not happy with this situation? And what made them thrilled about it? What is it that you can do as a strategy that's going to match your child's mindset, where they're in the flow and learning the thing that they want? That's where you use your creativity and you ask or seek out, in whatever you do, your intervention, your investigation for ideas, for strategies. If you read my book or if you work with me, then I give them to you. You follow through and you say, this is where I am. This is what I need to do. This is how I will move forward, because I feel confident and I know my child can do this. It's not something that is above them. It's something that they can do and that they will really be motivated to do. Because again, you're not going to try to do something that's below you or above you. You're going to want to do something that you're motivated to do, that you're good at, and that you can be successful with. And so when you do activities with your child that you see them digging in confidently, that's when you know you're in the zone. But if you start to present your child with things that are either too difficult or too easy or too repetitive, boring, they're going to go away and they're not going to be interested. So the activities that you choose you need to keep in mind your child's state of mind. Where are they? Are they a ready learner now? Or are they an avoider right now? And their state of mind must match your state of mind if you're going to teach them anything. Otherwise, they're too busy trying to avoid the teaching situation to learn anything from you. So this state of mind identification is the next way to get yourself unstuck, because that's the easiest way. Well, if you figure out there's one little thing you can do, and then you can do that, you know you can do it. The only thing left is step 5, and that is take that action, right? You must do it, and you must commit to doing it every day. So even if it's challenging for you to make a commitment, the activity you chose is so easy that your state of mind is, I want to learn, I want to teach this, I want to practice, I want to get better. And the more I want to, and the activity matches your child, and they want to try, you want to try, that's when the progress comes. But if you want to try and your child's not into it, that's not going to work. Or if your child's really into it, but that's not something that's helping them make improvement, that's not going to make improvement either. It has to match. It's fun for you and your child, then you're going to see progress, because the state of mind is sharing and learning, and not you're doing what I don't want. Because parents feel that when kids do behaviors, you're doing what I don't want. And kids do that with parents where they feel like you're telling me to do something that I don't want to do. Don't want is that lower energy. Why don't you want it? Because it blocks you from feeling good and confident and in a state of mind where you can be successful. So evaluating all of your information and learning your experiences and learning from those experiences. And you don't have to look very far back. Now that you've had all this time with your child over the holiday break, you can just look at what happened in December and see where things are breaking down for you when you evaluate it yourself and you think about it. If you don't know, if this seems like an impossible task for you, this is what I'm very skilled at. So you can, in my programs, I am able to look at video and identify what that is, in addition to hearing information from you about your family and helping to look at, because sometimes it's a little bit hard to look at it in your own self. But with this 5-step strategy, if you start with analysis and figuring out, this is energy. This is energy. Being stuck and feeling stuck without any idea of what to do moving forward is 100% correctable, because all you have to do is think about the smallest step you can take. Capital CAN. You can take steps today to help your child learn to talk. And you can find the resources in the videos that I have. So Happy New Year to everybody. Here's Laura, who's a very common visitor. Laura says, my 3-year-old is doing really well in her development of speech. One issue we have is trying to encourage her to sit with us at the dining table. She's a fussy eater, and I know this can happen and is common at her age. I also believe it has to do with her being a late talker. Anything I can do to help her with this? So Laura, there is a video on my YouTube channel that is about how to get your child to eat everything that you want them to eat. And the easy answer, to give you the short answer, is, of course, make it fun, because if it isn't fun, it isn't fun. And that's true about eating. So the other thing you need to remember is that eating is a big manipulator for children. They use eating as a tool to communicate with their parents. It's just like kids who have tantrums, meltdowns, throw things. Refusing to eat is a big manipulation tool for a nonverbal communicator. They can bring their energy to the table if they had a rough time, 2 hours ago even. And they know that eating is a significant way to push their parents' buttons, because moms freak out when kids don't eat, and then they start to offer them new things, or they interact with them more, and it is a way of communication. So if it seems like your child is annoying you around food, there's a couple ways to think about this. First of all, you have to understand, is it worth the battle to get your child to eat food that they don't think is appetizing for them? If it's very necessary that your child eats food, then the best bet is to try to find food that they will eat without you having to feed it to them. And there may or may not be food available in your life to help your child eat. If your child is hungry, they will eat the food that you present to them unless they have a real massive aversion to it. And also, children move in and out of food preferences pretty quickly at this stage. They can only want to eat macaroni and cheese for a month and then suddenly hate macaroni and cheese and want to eat chicken nuggets or something like that. These things happen too. And again, whenever you're feeling stuck, you can go back to this 5-step process about even one particular problem. So if you're feeling all in general, if your life is stuck, then you've got a lot of different ways to look. But if eating food is like sitting at the table is stuck, then you have to think about, what is one experience that is real positive about eating when she's eating a thing she likes, or what has worked for you in the past to get her to try to do other things that aren't food? Has it been singing? Has it been joking around? Has it been whatever it is to get her to trust you well enough that that thing is not going to hurt her, be a negative experience, something that's super fun? Also, really making that food look tasty to you. So when you eat the food, you should be eating, especially if it's challenging food that your child doesn't want to eat, you should also be eating that food at the same time. Because if you don't eat it, then they're not going to eat it. So first of all, you need to show your child how easy, happy, safe, and fun it is to eat that food. Make it seem like it is the most favorite thing you've ever had. Lots of yummy, yummy, yummy. This is the most amazing thing. Oh my goodness, do you want to try a bite? And when instead of eat your whatever, it has to be, do you want to try it? And if they say no, all right, your loss, I'm going to eat it, because you want the party to feel like, attractive. Maybe I will try some of that, because kids will change their mind if they see that the alternative is better. But if the alternative is negative, like if you don't eat your food, then you won't get to watch TV or whatever, that's a negative. And they're not going to be interested in that either. So then they're stuck. I don't have any positive way out of my situation. I don't want to miss TV, but I really don't want to eat this food. And both situations make me, the child, feel unhappy. So you have to put your child in the situation, and you have to see, look, how can you make it worth it for the child? Because if it's not worth it, if they don't think it's worth it, they will not try. No matter what you give them, you can force them to do it, but they're not going to want to, and the anxiety and aversion is going to block their interest in it anyway. So that's how you handle, Laura, anytime your child doesn't want to do something. So this is a really good video for this question, because it doesn't matter what the plan is. That's why I didn't even use language facilitation in the title. It seems like there are a lot of things that plans get derailed. Potty training, feeding, leaving parents. Some kids will never let their parents out of their sight. Some parents will never play with their parents, and they only want to be on their own. All of those things are blocking blocking the process of your child learning to use natural spoken language and learn everything from you. Because the more they spend time with you at your side, on your hip, following you around, the more opportunity you have to show them how to use the words they need, because you're already doing the things that you're doing every day. And then when they want you, they're trying to get your attention by doing something that is not is not following the rules, is not whatever. It is your child's way to get your attention. They want you to negotiate and work with them and try to respond to them, whatever. This is conversation for a nonverbal child. They prompt you to interact with them by triggering you. That's why in this whole process, you have to think about, what is triggering me to behave this way? What's triggering me to prompt my child to say a word? Ask them a question. Is it my wish that they will say a word, or is it my theory that if I keep talking and doing these questions, they will eventually talk? Because when you stop and think about why you are doing whatever you're doing and how you feel about it and where your state of mind is, because if your state of mind is in worry about the future, I've got to do more, do more, do more, you will stay in that state of mind, worry for the future. Because the things that you do more will not have effects, because you're not in flow and connected with your child. So that's the most important thing about this process. And a lot of parents feel stuck because external things come in. Your child starts to behave a funky way. Maybe they start biting themselves and they never were biting themselves before. And you don't know what that's about. You can figure out what that's about. You're the best one to figure what that's about. Start asking questions about the situation. Start looking for the patterns and the trends. Pay attention to your child's feelings and pay attention to your feelings and the actions that you take and the reactions that you get. If you get good feelings and good responses back when you take an action, it's a good one to take. If you get a negative response from your child, then the action that you're taking is triggering that negative feeling. It's all up to you. Your children are watching you. They're watching everything you do, everything you say, every place you go. You are their models. And when you give them the good ones, that's when the good stuff comes out. But if you give them inconsistent models with fast talking, that is questions and directives, you're literally just pulling them through life. And then you get frustrated and stop and have to guess what they want. And then you pull them through life again, and then you stop and you guess what they want. And there's no learning in this process. It's just day-to-day struggle. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm feeling stuck, right? If a parent doesn't know what to do. And that's when a lot of parents take their kids to the therapist and say, help my child talk so that my life at home feels better. Okay. And this is not, I mean, the therapist will work with your child happily, but they will not be motivated to help you solve the problems in your home, not nearly as motivated as you are, and they won't have nearly as much impact either because they're not there in your home. Even the therapist who comes to your house, if you have early intervention and they show up there, they're motivated about their job with your child, to get your child to do things. And hopefully those things will carry over in your house. But again, you can't work the same way as your therapist because kids don't respond the same way to moms and dads. So that's how this goes. The whole point of my Waves of Communication program is to keep parents in the flow. If you get stuck, then it's time for you to do this kind of analysis and find some new strategies. Now, if you want step-by-step guidance to get through this analysis, you can find it in my book. If it isn't fun, it isn't fun. Teach your child to talk faster than speech therapy. You can get it on Amazon, Kindle, paperback, or Audible for the audiobook. If you have read my book or you are watching my videos on YouTube, because there are many free videos on YouTube and there's a process to go through. Excuse me, there are videos about understanding your blockages. There's about the Swapping the Prompting Challenge, which identifies blockages and gives you replacement strategies. There's a whole series of videos over there. So there is that option for you. And then I also have my language facilitation consulting programs. And I had worked until I had decided that I'm going to change my prices on January 1st, but I decided that I'm going to extend my sale for 2 weeks. And I did that because there is some big stuff going on in the astrology right now that is reminding people that it is time for change. And it's starting to hit really big right now. I don't know if you felt this out there, everybody. In fact, that's why I played that little tone at the beginning of this video, because the energy is very volatile about change right now. And that tone can help people. It's a heart-centered tone that helps people focus in and listen a little bit better. And what people in the world are doing is trying to find new ways of doing things. When you think about what's going on in the planet, we've got things in England, things in Hong Kong, things in Far East, Middle East areas, and even in the United States, all kinds of shakeups to what our systems are. And that's coming down to everyone on a very individual level. And there's planets aligned that are causing that to happen. That's why trends happen in our world, and that's what I believe anyway. So I am encouraging parents to take advantage of this right now, and I've decided to go ahead and extend my sale for 2 weeks. So right now you can get my language facilitation basics independent study course for only $450. It's usually $500, but the real bonus is that you get to work with me. I do a video analysis for you. So you send me some videos, and then we get on a meeting real quick, and I let you know these are where your blockages are and let you know where to start in your plan. It's not much of a meeting, but it is my input, my energy, so that you can get another perspective on your life, so that you can understand these are the things that are blocking. That's what I'm really good at, is watching video of parents with kids to identify what's blocking the process. And then I just give you the replacement strategies that will get you back in the flow, and your child also in the flow, so that you can start to learn, and they can start to learn language. You can start to learn to be a language facilitator, and eventually you just become one. You just start to do language facilitation all the time, all day, every day, and you don't even realize it. And you look for new opportunities too. So that's the plan. And then my face-to-face consulting programs, my starter program is going up $500, and my lifetime program is going up $1,000. So right now, until the 15th of January, you can get them for the starter program is only $1,500, and that gives you 6 weeks of work with me. And the lifetime program is literally lifetime work with me, and it's only $3,000, which is so much cheaper than speech therapy, and the intervention will last forever because you are trained as a language facilitator. My job is to have parents not need me. I want to teach you to be so confident, your mindset, that high level mind, so confident that you can, C-A-N, capital can, teach your child to talk, because you get every strategy you need. And when strategies break down and things go in the slump, then you know what is going on. You can have someone help you understand what's going on, the blockages that have snuck back in, eliminate those blockages and move forward. That's what happens in waves of communication. And that's why how I help parents find the success that they are looking for, because we don't work on stuff that isn't applicable to your child. You work on the things that are important to solve the problems that exist in your family based on your child, your culture, your household makeup. All of that stuff is unique to you, and you use all of those things, the people in your house, the helpers, all of that, to get you to teach your child. I just was talking to a mom who's got her driver in India, gonna be helping her with language facilitation too. She's training her how to do it. So anyway, that is what I wanted to share with everybody about all of that. So Laura says, brilliant topic and strategy. Thanks. Took your daughter to a speech therapist because you thought that they would be teaching her how to talk. When they gave us PECS, which is picture communication, I was disappointed, which is why I'm so happy I came across your book, which led me to your videos on YouTube. You have taught me how to help my daughter develop her speech through language facilitation, and using your strategies has helped her develop her speech so quickly. I'm so happy, Laura. Thank you so much. Marcy, thank you, Laura, for sharing your story. It is true. There are many children all over the world who are talking now because their parents are teaching them. I don't work with the children at all. The parents are doing all the work. You absolutely, capital CAN, teach your child to talk. And if you are watching this video for the first time, you've never seen me before, I have a free class on my website. It's wavesofcommunication.com. You can go over there and see my free class, and it tells you everything about why this happens and what you need. It tells you exactly what you need to become a language facilitator. It also does in the book. So just like Laura, I mean, all she did was spend $22 on a paperback book. I don't know if that's what it was. The Audible's only $14.99. So go for it. Get the book. Learn how to do this because you have so much power as parents. All right. And that's what the message for 2020 is. For everybody following me on my page, it's not about what I do. It's all about what you do. I provide resources and you guys do the work to get your kids talking because I know it can work. It's happening for parents. And it doesn't matter why your child is late talking. Ear infections, autism spectrum disorder, even apraxia, brain disorders, everything. We are finding out the blockages and parents are getting their kids talking because they're learning the strategies and it's happened naturally and they're all having a good time with it. Like Laura, super fun. So thanks for joining me. Please like this video if you're watching live and on the replay. Always the likes help me get spread out all over. And you are welcome to join me again next week on Facebook on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Every week I'm here with another new topic and language facilitation Q&A. You can also catch me on YouTube on Mondays at noon. And I share those videos over here too, so everybody gets to see everything. Don't forget I have a group, Language Facilitation Resources Group. And if you're visiting my page for the first time, hit the following, like my Waves of Communication page and hit the notifications. So every time I go live, you get a notification. And even if you can't join me right away, it'll come up in your Facebook feed so you can come back to let me know. And if you are watching on the replay and you have a question, go ahead and post it in the comments now. I won't come back and answer it on this video, but I will collect them and answer them on my next video. If you're in my independent study course, these videos are the way for you to get connection and help. That's what Laura's doing. She's super smart. She's going the budget route. She got the book. She's learning the strategies. She's trying them and coming back to give me feedback, which is why she's making progress. So happy for you, Laura, and everybody who's watching who's got their kids talking. Okay, I'm going to get off of here for now so I can get on to my next project, and I will see you all on my next live video. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.